We're hungry, so we only come to the finest of establishments right here. Only the finest in the South. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another beautiful day and another episode of On the Street Garage. Hopefully we'll be continuing some more on the D15B swap today. We're going to be filming all day, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to put the engine in. It all depends on if we get the engine lift from Andrew. So we'll see what happens. About to get some coffee and start the day. Let's get on with it. Get that basic bitch juice. Oh my God, my place is a mess. But it's got that fresh step smell. Running this transmission down to the car wash because it's filthy. I'm gonna go spray it off.
Mom's filthy.
Simple green. It's me after your mama. Woo!
Dry with a jumbo new sham. Only 75 cents! What?
Alright guys, let's talk about what we got here. I've got my garage cleaned up, finally. So I did a little bit of work on the engine bay. Did a little touch up on the subframe. Little touch ups on little silver pieces that had a little rust, surface rust. Things like this, nice, fresh and clean. I actually did kind of a cool little trick on EKs that's pretty simple, which is you can tuck the harness in a very simple way. It's not the real tuck way to do it, but if you want to get rid of your headlight harness that runs across here, you can actually just run it through the hole and it'll come back up underneath here. That side. Instead of it running. So the engine bay is pretty clean, ready to go. It's been pressure washed. The transmission we just pressure washed. As far as the engine goes, the timing belt water pump, rear main seal, front main seal, valve cover gasket, plugs and wires have all been replaced, as well as a brand new intake manifold gasket with the Y8 intake manifold. Now we're also going to have to run the 99 Civic engine harness on this engine. It should plug up to everything on the intake manifold because it's the same intake manifold, but the distributor has an 8-pin plug, so we actually have a little rye-wire jumper harness here to run the OBD1 distributor for this. It's fresh. We have a brand new stage 2 clutch with a stock flywheel. We have the OBD2 alternator on, ready to go. This is an EX transmission. It's an EX car. So hopefully what we're going to do is try to button these two up together, get the transmission and the engine together, and wait for the engine lift to get here, which Andrew has. So let's hope he brings it so we can put this thing in and it shouldn't be too hard. Now with the new clutch kit, we got a new throwout bearing. So we're gonna pull this guy out, which is pretty disgusting. I already have to wipe my hand off. Open up our new throwout bearing. That should move nice and free. We can take this fork here. It's got a little spring right here. Okay, what we're gonna do is have these two little hooks right here go back behind these hooks. All right, once it's hooked, you can pull back. Make sure it moves back and forth. And we are ready to install this transmission onto the engine. There we go. Now we've got the splines in. Alright, so the transmission is now on, and there's a couple of brackets that actually bolt underneath. And what we're going to do is we're going to put those on once the engine is on the engine lift and up in the air so we can reach them. Now the next thing we're going to do is get the harness on the engine, and after that it is pretty much ready to drop in to the car. Okay, so this motor is relatively clean. It's really clean. It's just got a little bit of dirt and doo-doo in here. So I'm gonna use a little bit of brake cleaner and a wire brush to try to knock some of this off to get it just a little bit cleaner. Now to get into the little nooks and crannies and things like that, I'm going to use this little tiny screwdriver. Looks a lot better. And that's just clean, no paint. Okay, so we're gonna start putting the harness on. One of the things I like to do is I like to always start with the injectors. It's up to you. It kind of tells you where everything else goes. So on this, we're using the Y8 harness. We really shouldn't have any issues. Okay. Okay, very simply, we have the harness coming down and around here. The harness basically kind of flips and flops around. We know that this section of the harness goes to the firewall and down to the ECU. So we know that this part of the harness is going to tuck up in here. Very simply, that's gonna, speed sensor is going to go there. Everything for the most part is pretty self-explanatory. This side of the harness is going to go over here because it goes to that side of the car. A couple things that you will not use. We're not going to be using the crank sensor plug, so we're just going to let that dangle. And the reason why is because we're converting to P28, which is OBD1. So it's mostly just kind of getting in here and hooking everything up. Don't know if you can see that in there. That's the oil pressure sending unit. Alternator. Okay, alternator plug. We're going to take this off, put this little guy on here, like that. Okay, there's the alternator plug. We're going to tighten this guy up, but not super tight. Just snug. Some of these plugs are for different things. These two plugs right here, this is for the oxygen sensor, this is for the power steering, which we're not going to be using, but we will be using the O2. So we're just kind of let that hang down there for right now. This should be the TPS here. And then air idle control valve here. Okay guys, now this is super duper important. This is the thermostat ground right here. And it has to ground on the thermostat. If this is loose in any way, you can have all kinds of problems. You can take this out. Nice and snug. The plug closest to it is going to be the fan switch. On the EKs, you have these type of temperature sensors. Normally on OBD1, they're a different style plug. Here's the map sensor. Vtec here and there and everywhere. Okay, and then of course our raw wire adapter plug, which plugs right in. All right, temperature, and reverse. Plug that up for me, Steve. Just so I can get the shot of the harness. Okay, the harness is on. What we're gonna do is just fold it over like this, so we can bolt it in. So now we're just waiting on an engine lift that we do not have because Andrew L's is taking forever to bring it. All right, what are they?
Innovative. 75A?
Okay, we got no engines, Ted. Here we are. We put new coolant hoses, heater hoses. We have the rear mount ready to go. We have this side mount here ready to go, but we're gonna leave it loose for when we put the engine in. Got the other mount over here. The engine is completely ready to go into the car. Into the car. It's ready to go into the car, but we got no engine lift. What do you think?
Can't get nowhere.
We can't get nothing done over here. So I apologize. We were gonna put the engine in, but we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. So I just figured to update you guys. Oh, is that him texting me? Oh, he's at work. I'm at work. Still at work. Well, guys, it's the next day, and guess what we just went and picked up? An engine lift. So we're gonna put this motor in today. Here we are, the next day. Back. Bang, 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 bang. How do you go get an engine lift? A brand new one. Thanks to Daddy Charlie over here.
Oh, look, you got carpet.
He's a Trustafarian. Sure isn't. All right, now jack it up. There we go. All right. Okay, so if you notice, there's no motor in here. I wonder why. And here's our engine with no trans. Well, the studs on the transmission, actually both of them got stripped, so we had to remove it and go have the studs removed, and someone's removing them for us at a shop because they're having to weld some nuts on. We were lucky enough to get it off.
Just use a pipe wrench on it.
Damn, son.
Damn.
15-minute fix right there, son. Look, it has returned.
We got the studs out. Thank God.
Going up a second time. Hold on, baby. Okay, so we still got the engine on the lift here. Still need to put the rear tube bracket in, but we can do that from the bottom on this piece. Very simple.
I ain't gonna lie.
And it's in there! Finally! She's in her home. She's in there. All the mounts are done. Even the rear one, which you really can't see because I don't have much light. Put our ECU wire through here. Yep. Nice. It's the only thing that's not rusty on this. Oh, there's 10. Here's a 12. I got it.
Yeah, what is it?
Now the radiator's going in.
Dude.
Oh, I need a 13 then.
14, 14, 17. Yeah, there's a 14, 17.
VR5, 49.
Run it. Straight up.
He got a 14.
Oh, can the brother get a
Yeah,
13?
put that back on that
Can a brother get a 13?
box. 13. I got a 19.
I got 17. I
got a 15. I got a 15.
They've never done this before.
17 socket. 17 socket. Yo,
Apparently I'm running a school.
17.
17 socket 1, 17 socket 2, 17 socket.
Is it not
Here.
on the
It's right there on the
Socket. Here. No oil for you guys. You guys got nothing.
engine's got oil, transmission's got fluid, airbox.
She about to run for like 4
Yeah.
years. It's got headlights, a bumper, 2 doors.
Hell yeah. Now we're priming it. Yeah.
We're Optimus Prime.
See if it'll turn over.
Would you look at there?
We're done.
One more time. Yeah. Okay, now
This shit gonna be fucking vibrating.
primed the. Yeah, prime it, see if there's any fuel leaks, which I doubt it, hopefully. Do it again. One more time.
The manual
Okay, try to start it.
Ready?
Yep. That's that alternator belt. It's pretty loose. There it goes. Now we're gonna bleed the coolant. Could sound good. You gotta check engine light.
It had it before.
Alright, just don't, yeah, just let it run. Yeah.
It's not overheating or nothing.
No. It's dead cold.
Start the flat start. Feels great.
So my battery's dying. See you in the next episode. Follow us on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next time. Peace.